Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, guys, I'm so excited. My Jaclyn Cosmetics Prep and Set collection is here. So you guys want to see what my thoughts are on this entire collection. Is it good for oily skin? Is it oily skin approved? Well, definitely keep on watching. Okay, so before I just go ahead and jump straight into the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ulta. So if you guys did not know, this past Sunday, May 9th, Jaclyn Cosmetics released her Pout Spoken collection inside Ulta. Now, I believe she said it was going to be like a limited release, like depending on what shades were there. But what's really amazing is that Ulta does offer Afterpay, and if you guys seen my video, I wasn't able to buy every single liquid lip and or lip liner because freaking lip liners just sold out so quick. Like, oh, it was such a stressful, but I wasn't able to buy everything. And this time, because of Ulta having Afterpay, I was able to buy every single shade that I did not have in my original video. So now my entire Jaclyn Hill Pout Spoken collection is complete, and it got here within 2 days. I'm like, wait, what? How did it get here so fast? It was just mind-blowing how fast it shipped, but my collection's complete. Because if you guys don't know, I have this insane need to have all of Jaclyn Hill's products. I think it's just, you know, I don't know if it's like the hoarder in me or the collector in me. I don't know, but I need it. I need it. So, with that said, I'm very, very impressed that it came here so quickly. Now, I really, really hope that Jaclyn Cosmetics ends up doing Afterpay. I know right now they don't have Afterpay. I really, really wish they would, because at the end of the day, her products are a little pricey, and I know that if you go to Ulta, you can buy her stuff on Afterpay, but you might have to wait a couple months to buy it. Whereas if she just has it on her website, you could buy it right then and there when it launches. And I don't know if it's like a contractual thing, if it's like a money thing, but I just really wish she would implement Afterpay. So with that said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and just dive on in. I haven't seen that many reviews on this new Prep and Set collection, but I did see that she did like an IG reel video where she showed herself using the products, where she talked about the products, and she also did like a Q&A where she talked about a few of the products. And one of the questions I saw was, is this good for oily skin? And she said that it was. However, if you go and watch her actual video, like her IG reel video, she specifically states that she didn't want anything matte in her products. She wanted to be able to have a dewy looking skin, which really, really worries me, because Jaclyn has beautiful, flawless skin, and she loves having a dewy, highlighted glow. I am an oily ass bitch, okay? You can fry an egg on me, especially here in Florida when it gets so hot and humid. The sweat and the oil combined is just, you might as well not even wear any makeup when you're here. Like, so I swear, it's so bad. So I am a little worried that her products are not going to work for me, particularly the translucent setting powder, because it's a luminous setting powder. And I'm like, luminous? I need matte. I need matte. So we're going to put everything to the test. We're going to do a wear test for you guys today to see how well it really holds up for oily skin and if it's oily skin approved. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and dive right on in. Okay, so one of the first items is the Hydrating Under Eye Primer. And it says to prep and hydrate the delicate under eye area like Jaclyn Hill. With a water-based silky texture infused with rich shea butter, this skin perfecting primer delivers soft focused blurring effects. Plus, a unique cooling tip helps to deliver depuffing and smoothing benefits. It does retail for $24 and it is currently sold out. Okay, so next she has the Face It All Brightening and Setting Palettes. Now she does have 4 of these palettes that she did release. There is the Fair to Light, Light to Medium, Medium to Tan, and Tan to Deep. So it says to brighten and set your complexion with 4 pressed powders infused with smoothing banana flower powder to create a silky, soft focus effect. With 4 versatile shades, Face It All can be used over liquid or cream products to brighten and set, or to be worn alone to blur and perfect. Jaclyn Hill created each palette to provide just the right amount of customizable coverage to complement a range of skin tones. Now this does currently retail for $39, and the only shade that is sold out right now is the Fair to Light palette. Now I actually bought 2 of them because I was really unsure which one was going to be good for me. Now, I am usually light to medium when it comes to any sort of foundation or concealer range, but I just, again, was so unsure about what would be the perfect palette for me because it looks so similar in the picture and there really isn't too much to go off of based on the IG reels. Like I said, this is where I wish that her YouTube video would have came into play for me to like kind of see what would have been best for me. So I bought two to be safe, although I feel like I might maybe go towards the light to medium, but it doesn't really say it on here. It doesn't have a label which one is light to medium, but I guess I can kind of tell by the shades right here. So okay, so next we do have the Bake and Brighten Under Eye Powders. Now she said you can use these for your under eyes, but she also used it to set her entire face. These do retail for $29. She did roll out with 5 shades. She rolled out with Brightening Lilac, Brightening Pink, Brightening Light Banana, Brightening Banana, and Brightening Apricot. And it says to bake and brighten this delicate under eye area with the color neutralizing powder. Infused with rich shea butter and smoothing banana flour to help lock in moisture, this lightweight powder counteracts under eye perfections and set concealers without creasing for a totally flawless look, just like Jaclyn Hill does. Now, the 2 shades that I bought were the Brightening Light Banana and the Brightening Pink. And according to the website, it says that the Brightening Pink helps to neutralize the dark circles for cool undertones and light skin tones. And the Brightening Light Banana helps to neutralize dark circles and redness for light to medium skin tones. The Brightening Lilac helps to neutralize dark circles for yellow undertones and fair skin. The Brightening Banana helps to neutralize and brighten dark circles for medium to tan skin tones. And the Brightening Apricot helps to neutralize and brighten dark circles for tan to deep skin tones. So again, I had to buy 2 of these. Really unsure what would be best for my skin tones. I bought the Brightening Pink and Brightening Light Banana. This one's going to be for the light skin and this is going to be the light to medium. So hopefully these work. I'm assuming they will, but we'll definitely go over that when I do the swatches of them. Last but not least, we do have the Translucent Setting Powder. So it says set your complexion with a silky smooth pressed powder for a flawless finish. This super fine powder is infused with subtle pearl pigments to give a soft blurring effect that sweeps over makeup without disturbing all your hard work. Jaclyn Hill wanted Last Act to be a pressed powder so you can set with maximum precision and minimum fallout. This retails for $28. Now this is where she said it has a little bit of luminosity to it because she didn't want to have any matte, so you can't take away any of the dewiness, and that's where I'm like, but your bitch is so oily. So I'm going to go ahead and start to play with these palettes, give you guys my full opinion, do a wear test for you guys because I'm genuinely curious if this is going to work for oily skin, because a lot of times products out there don't really work for oily skin, and Jaclyn is all about the dew. I'm all about the matte. So hopefully down the line she can start to curate products specifically designed for oily skin. But I will definitely try these out because hopefully they work. Said the reason why she didn't do YouTube videos because she just got threading in her face and her face was very swollen and bruised and just was really, really hard for her to talk. So she didn't have time to film a YouTube video, so instead she did like an IG reel. But for someone like me who is not a makeup artist in the slightest, just a makeup enthusiast, it's kind of confusing to know what product goes for what do you do with what product. So I kind of wish you went more in depth, especially about the different shades, because like for me, I'm not exactly sure what would have been my perfect shade when it comes to like the face palette or the loose setting powders. I'm not sure which one would be best for my skin type, my skin tone. So I just kind of wish she went more in depth with it. She just kind of went over a routine that she uses for herself, which is amazing. But again, for someone like me that's a novice, I'm kind of like, wait, what? Which one should I, which one goes to what? So I kind of wish she just went a like kind of, I guess, a beginner friendly tutorial or a consumer friendly tutorial to really go over the products in detail on a YouTube video to explain each product, why she did the way she did, why it's placed the way it is, what each, like for example, the face palette, which each little square represents what it does. So I kind of wish she went more in detail of that, but she didn't, and that's okay. So we're going to find a way to make it work. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. Okay, so first things first, we do have the Hydrating Under Eye Primer. Now when she did her IG reel, she just applied it with in the inner corner and blended it out with her finger. So the only thing I have on my face right now is I obviously have my eyes done, but I just primed my skin and I'm gonna put my foundation and everything over top of it. She said you can put this on after your foundation and after your concealer if you wish to do so, but this should just kind of like waken the skin, depuff the eyes, and just make it nice and smooth and not have any cakiness or creasiness. So I would definitely say buy this component. It's quite small for $24 and it's like a matte white. Knowing me, I'm gonna get it stained and dirty just because I do with everything else in life. So this will probably be no exception. Okay, so I've never used anything like this. Ooh, this is such a weird ass shape. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start to place this. Oh shit, I think I used way too much. Oh no, oh, okay. She kind of blends it down a little bit. This looks like freaking sunblock. Oh, bitch, I used way too much. Oh gosh. Okay, you know what? It did not feel cooling in the slightest. So I don't really know if maybe if you should refrigerate it or what. But we're gonna kind of blend this out and try to not get it to be so much. Now, you know, what's really funny is that when this launched on May 6th, I was so freaking excited that on Tuesday, May 4th, I thought that it was May 6th. So I was all geared up to go. And then Corey reminded me that no, it's May 6th. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Well, Wednesday, May 5th rolls around. And for some reason, I just got it in my head that that's when Jaclyn was launching her complexion products. So I sat there on the computer. At 1:30, I logged on to Jaclyn Cosmetics. I got my information in, ready to go so that I can be quick and easy checkout. And then at 2 o'clock, I start refreshing like crazy. And I just kept refreshing and refreshing, going on Twitter, going on IG, like going, why is there no update? How come nothing's been released? I started texting Paige going, nothing's pulling up for me. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh my God. It took me over a half hour to realize that it was May 5th and not May 6th because I legit thought it was releasing on Wednesday. And I sat there forever just ready to go to buy that stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so freaking stupid. Clearly you guys can see how eager I was to buy it. But I was just like, this is insane that I sat here for so long. I was wondering why there was no update too. So, all right, now that this is on, I'm going to go ahead and throw on some foundation and some concealer, and we're gonna come back and play with these palettes. I don't really know what to do with this extra. I don't feel the coolingness. I think I feel it more now. I don't feel the metal tips being cooling. I don't know if the metal tip is supposed to be cooling, but I like that it doesn't have a smell to it. And I know she said this would probably be a game changer. That everybody would use in their routine. Well, actually, wait, what? What? My eyes actually kind of look kind of smooth. Jaclyn. I'm back, guys. Okay, so now the foundation is done. I actually am wearing a mix of the two Ofra Cosmetics foundations. I think they're absolutely fantastic with my Benefit concealer, which I'll have everything listed down below. But here we do have the two face palettes right here. And I really do like her packaging. I like that pretty much almost every single release from Jaclyn, she has a brand new packaging. Now, she says that it's designed that way. I saw her posting now how as her brand grows and evolves, she will always have different packaging, and that at the very end of it, it would all make sense. But I will say that she's always done such a good job with packaging. Like her PR boxes, like I would never throw away her PR boxes because of how gorgeous they are. So I also like how this is like nice and silver, which everything else, like for her bronze collection, like her bronze and blush was rose gold. Now we have silver. Beautiful. So here we have the two palettes right here. This is her face palettes. And this right here is how the component itself looks. Now the mirror is actually quite big, I'm not going to lie, wherein the pans on the inside are actually quite small. But we do have this shade. This is the shade Lilac, followed by Coconuts, followed by Honey, followed by Almond right there. Here is the swatch of that first palette. Now, she did say when it comes to using this palette, if at first it's not super creamy, to really like dig like your brush or your sponge in here to kind of get past the first layer, then you should have that creamy texture and have that creaminess in the product. I will also say that she made a point to talk about the range, like the color range, and how it is meant to be a brightening palette. So it's not meant to necessarily match your skin tone, but be brighter than your skin tone, so you can give that nice brighten effect, so you have that nice 3D look. But I will say that her Tan to Deep palette still looks quite bright, and I don't really know if it's really inclusive for the deepest, darkest skin tones. I do think she could have rolled out with just maybe one more palette to really gear towards the darkest skin tone so that everybody could be part of it, but that is just my opinion. I'm pretty sure down the line she will probably roll out with more inclusivity, more products geared for everybody, from oily to dry, from the lightest fair to the deepest dark, which I'm really hoping that she'll roll out with. I actually really hope she's going to roll out with some foundation and some concealer, because I feel like she's going to kill it when it comes to that, because she is the glam queen, and I bet you her foundation will probably be like a chef kiss if it's not a dewy foundation. Oh dear God, Jaclyn, please roll out with like both. Do like, you know, do both. Okay, so next we do have, this is the light to medium palette. And this is how the palette looks right here. Now there are two of the same shades. The shade Almond is in the light palette. The shade Almond is in the light to fair palette, and the shade Almond is also in the light to medium palette. I did see online that she does have the same shade in almost every single palette. Like you see it in the lighter palette, you're gonna see one of the same shades in the deeper palettes. Like that way it's kind of like broader and allows more people to play with the shades. At least that's what I read. But here we have the light to medium. Let me go ahead and swatch these for you guys. I will say that by swatching these are nice, super and creamy. Again, I'm still not entirely sure what to necessarily do with these except set my under eye to make it nice and bright. I'm just going to go along with what she's showed on her IG stories to really get a feel of how this product works. But this is the light to medium, and I will show the two compared side by side. So here's the fair to light palette, and this is the light to medium palette right here. So you guys can kind of see that there's a little bit of a difference, but again, that almond shade is going to be in both palettes. Now looking at them side by side, I'm probably gonna go for the light to medium palette to set my under eye. I don't really know how often I'll touch this one, but it is really nice to have. And oh my God, my fingerprints are getting all over this. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of do what she did. I'm gonna take the shade Light Banana and Almond, and I'm gonna use that to set my under eyes with. Now she really just like digs right in here with her wet sponge. And we're going to just start to place that right here to set that concealer. You can definitely see a difference between the two. However, right here, I really don't know how well you guys can tell. I can see that it's starting to separate my foundation. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that line right there. I don't really like how that looks. This is why I kind of wish she rolled out with like a foundation or a concealer, because I feel like her products probably would work best with her products. But right here, I'm starting to break up. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a brush and try to like, oh, that just made it so much worse. Oh, oh no. Oh no. I don't know. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, let me use a brush to set it on this side to see if that makes a difference compared to a sponge. I'm going to dip back into the same shade, and I'm using the Bling Brushes F22. This is from the Paige Corin collection, and I'm going to start to pat this on my under eye, see if that makes a difference. I will definitely say using a brush, there's definitely some cake up in the pan, but maybe this will make a difference on the skin. Let's see. I can see a difference between the two. All right, so on this side, I use the damp beauty sponge, and you can see that it's just really like caked up right here, and it's causing separation in my foundation, and it just really looks like shit. But by using a brush, it looks nice. So I maybe would recommend to use a brush. Now she used a damp beauty sponge, but she also has like flawless goddess skin, so it's gonna work for her. I don't. I really don't. So she was able to make that work, which I think is fantastic. I don't know if I used too much product or what, but I feel like this side just looks so much better compared to this side. This side just looks really, really bad. I don't really know how much more I can save it because I don't want to like keep smudging it, and I'm just making that work. I'm just making that worse. So, note to self, will not use a damp sponge with this. We'll definitely use a brush. But I actually will say that I do like how this looks. Like, not this side. I actually like how this side looks right here. I do have that brightened under eye, and it kind of feels like it did lift the face a little bit. Like, I look more awake. I really feel like I look more awake. Now, did the under eye primer do anything? I honest to God couldn't tell you if it did anything or not. I really don't know. But I really do love how this looks. And I really went in here with some hesitation, wondering how I like an under eye powder, because typically I don't set my under eyes with anything but translucent setting powder. So to do like a face palette like this, it was definitely nerve-wracking. And this at first made me go, oh shit, I knew it. But this, I love this. This looks so freaking beautiful. I love how this looks. This looks really nice. Don't ignore that. Okay, so then she goes in with her translucent setting powder. This is what I'm really, really, really nervous about, because I have really oily skin. And anything luminous on my skin, it's just going to enhance the oil, and anything luminous also enhances my large pores. I have really, really large pores, if you guys can already tell. So anything that has luminosity, it's going to accentuate it. So here is the palette. Again, packaging is beautiful. We have the product. Let me go and swatch. Oh, you can just see that shimmer in there. No. So here's that translucent setting powder. It's kind of white. I did hers with a damp sponge. Again, I'm not going to do mine with a damp sponge. Go ahead and take a clean powder brush. I'm going to go in with my F21. This is from the Bling Brushes again. We're going to tap in here, and I actually set my entire face because I have really, really oily skin. So I set my entire face. I really can't judge it on this side though, because this side looks like shit. And the more I touch it, the more my foundation just comes right off. I feel like this gives off like a little bit of a white sheen. Oh God. All I see is the little bit of crushed, all I see is a little bit of pearl reflex. My forehead looks like I put like a little bit of a luminizer. It looks like I have like a white cast on it. Oh gosh. Okay, let me try a little bit just to try on this side. We'll take the damp sponge. And she also does that, and we will. Hey! Oh my gosh. This is kind of, oh, I thought I was saving it. It just made it glowy. Oh, okay. I feel like all I did was just add a luminizer all over my face. I didn't really feel like I set anything with my face. So you can definitely see that shine right there. That is from the setting powder. Oh God, oh no. I look like I have a white cast on my face. Oh God, I don't like this. Oh no, oh no. Okay, so let me go ahead and bronze my face, and then we're gonna come back and use her under eye powders because she uses it to bake her face. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna bake my face with it as well. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, so for bronzer, I actually went with my favorite bronzer, and that is the Golden Goddess Warm Flush palette. Like, I freaking love this bronzer so much. I literally use it every single day. Such a stunning product. So now that the blush and bronzer are on, you know, I can say that down here it looks pretty nice, and besides that little mess up right here, this still looks really, really pretty. However, you can still see that it is definitely very, very bright, and you can see the luminosity right here, and that is just not going to be good for my oil later on. So that makes me really, really nervous. Okay, so to bake the face, I have two setting powders right here. We do have the bright pink and the brightening light banana. I'm going to swatch the two so we can see the difference. I really do love her packaging. Like, Jaclyn freaking kills it with her packaging. She does such a fantastic job. So here is the brightening pink. Super smooth and creamy. Holy crap. This is the brightening light banana. So there are the two right there. I think I might actually use the light pink to do my baking. So, all right, so let me go ahead and take my sponge right here. I'm gonna dip it in. I swear, Jaclyn knows how to do the perfect contour. She's like the queen at it. Okay, so while that bakes, let me go ahead and finish my eyes off camera. Okay, so for the inner corner, I actually went in with like the OG Jaclyn Cosmetics launch. This is her Beaming Light. This is in the shade Extra or Loose Highlighter, but I remember it being called Beaming Light. But anyway, this is the shade Extra. I love doing it for the inner corner and the brow bones. Like, these loose highlighters are some of the best inner corner highlights and brow bone products ever. I literally have all of them because they're so freaking good. Okay, so now that this is done baking, I'm gonna go ahead and take that same fluffy brush, and we're just going to take this off. Oh, I feel like you guys can see that it's definitely brighter. I feel like it did its job. Okay, and then for a highlight, I'm gonna go in with the iced palette right here. This is why I want her to roll out with the foundation and a concealer, so I can be like, I'm doing a full face of Jaclyn Cosmetic products. So I'm gonna take the iced highlighter. My favorite highlighter ever from her is the shade Ice. I'm just gonna go and take it right here. Again, I'm using another bling brush from Paige Corn, and this is going to be the F25 brush, which they actually should be restocking in June, by the way. You guys can use code Allie to save 10% off your purchase. All right, guys, and this is the final look. So for lip liner today, I'm actually wearing the shade Butter Pecan with 2 shades mixed together. I'm mixing the shade Gratitude and Confidence together with just a hint of Get Real as well. So kind of like, I don't know, I'm trying to have fun with it and just make the best of it. And I think we're gonna go with the matte look today. So let me go ahead and go over the products for you guys. All right, so first things first, we do have this Hydrating Under Eye Primer. Honestly, I really thought this was going to be a gimmick just because I really don't know what it was going to do. But I will say that when I applied it, I didn't see anything at first. But as it started to dry down, my under eyes did look quite smooth. So I can definitely see myself picking this up time and time again. Right now, it is currently sold out. It's the only one sold out of her collection at the moment. But I can definitely see myself using this again. I feel like there is just a little bit of smoothness going on. I feel like there's definitely some smoothness going on right here. I don't really see as much fine lines. And I just really do like how it looked when I applied it by itself. Honestly, I probably just wear this mostly by itself. Especially on the days I don't want to wear any makeup, but I don't want to look like so tired. I can definitely see myself reaching for this time and time again. The face palettes. I was really uncertain how I was going to like these face palettes because again, I'm not one to really brighten my under eye just because I've had moments in my life where I was a huge flashback Mary moment and I, was so scared to ever brighten my under eyes because I don't want to do that again. But I will definitely say I was quite surprised by this palette. I really, really was. Now, I do not recommend using it with a damp sponge. At least for me, I feel like it really, really separated my foundation. It just looks like pure shit right here, right now. You guys already see it on the close-up, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because I had too much. I don't know if I didn't know if I was not applying it correctly. I don't know. It just really, really started to separate and do like this weird creasiness, this weird texture, and it really started to emphasize my pores. So I don't know what happened right here, but when I used it on this side with a brush, I really liked how it looked. I feel like by using it with a brush, it was very smooth, very, very creamy looking, and it didn't look bad in the slightest. So I definitely would be picking this up again. I don't think I needed 2 palettes. I think I generally just needed 1 palette. But again, it's so hard to tell because there wasn't like a YouTube video. Really talk about the product in depth to say this is what this is for. So I bought 2. I definitely can only see myself reaching for 1, honestly, but I'm glad that I have it because again, the hoarder and the collector in me needs to have it all. But I didn't want to buy the entire range because I'm never going to use the medium to tan and tan to deep just because those are complexions that are not meant for my skin tone. So I'm glad I got these 2. I can definitely see myself picking these up again and again. I was quite surprised by this. Truly, I was not expecting to like this. The setting powder. Oh gosh, the translucent setting powder. I don't like it. I think this is horrible. I don't think it's meant for oily skin. I know she said on her IG Q&A that it could definitely be used for oily skin, but no, I don't like the pearl finish. I don't like the way that made my skin look. Applying it with a brush, applying it with a damp beauty sponge, it just did not. It did not look good. I feel like it really did accentuate the pores, and it gave me like this weird white cast. Like it gave me like a weird white cast, and it kind of looked like I was already applying a highlighter when I wasn't applying a highlighter. And I don't like that for my skin type because I'm really, really, really oily. And I just can tell that it's not gonna hold my makeup at all today. So I already know my face is gonna get really oily. So I could definitely tell you right now, if you're oily, please stay away from this just because it's honestly not going to do anything for you. Next, last one, we do the under eye powders right here. Now these powders, I used it to set my face. Did I notice a difference? Not really. I mean, you can see that's a little bit brightened, but I didn't really notice that it made my face look really super smooth. I really couldn't tell. I probably would want to try this for an under eye to see how well it works for there. But do I think you need to run out and get these? Honestly, I don't, just because I can set my face with a matte setting powder, so I don't really see myself using these that much, but I do think they're really cool to have because again, I like having it for a collector's item, but I thought these would be the ones that's going to be so in love with, and I'm not. I like them, but definitely they're not. I need to go run out and get them, just because they didn't seem like they did too much of a difference to my skin, honestly. So as cool as they are, because they're from Jaclyn, I just don't really see too much of a difference on my skin. So overall, I think the product that I genuinely was truly shocked by was the face palette. I definitely do recommend this. And the under eye. I really wasn't, again, the two products I for sure was like, oh, I'm probably not going to really like that much. Or the 2 products I actually really do like and I'm recommending to you guys. And the 2 that I thought I was going to love, I'm like, oh, this one's actually not bad. But this one, no, stay away from it. Stay away from it. So let me go ahead and do my check-in for you guys. Okay, so this is 1 hour after filming, and I just wanted to like show you guys like right there what is going on. It doesn't look bad. Like right now my face is still holding, surprisingly enough, it's still holding. And I really just love how this side looks. I feel like this side is what really looks good, and this side is just the one that does not look good. But I think it just has to do with how I applied those two products differently. So not bad so far. Okay guys, so I've had this on now for about 5 hours, and you guys can clearly see that my oil is starting to shine through. I get really oily, so I knew by using Jaclyn's product, it is what it is. I've already started touching my face because I completely forgot that I was doing like a wear test. So you can already start to see some finger marks on my skin. But even though I'm oily, I have got to say that this side right here is still freaking beautiful. It is beautiful. It really is. I mean, as long as it doesn't separate, that's fine. Right here, it kind of caused it to mess up and separate because I was touching with my finger. But if I take a little bit of her setting powder on this damp brush or sponge, let me tap that in. It does definitely take away the shine, like for sure it does. But I kind of botched it. I kind of messed up because I had accidentally, like I said, wiped right here just because I wasn't paying attention and I forgot that I was doing a wear test. But it did absorb the oil, so I do appreciate that. But still, just ignore this. All right here is still really beautiful. It's holding on strong after 5 hours. It didn't separate. It didn't even get oily down here. And typically I get oily down here, but it didn't get oily right there. It just looks really beautiful on this side. This side already just had its problems, but again, if you just ignore this area, just look right here, it looked really beautiful. The forehead still looks really nice, holding on really strong. So I can definitely say that I thoroughly do enjoy the majority of her face complexion. I won't be using her setting powder just because it's a luminous, and I like having matte setting powders. It's nothing against her. I just prefer matte personally, and I don't really care for pressed powders that much. But I will definitely give her loose powders a lot more go. I'll probably try setting my face with this to see how well it does. But these aren't bad. Definitely not bad, but her translucent setting powder, not a fan of. But everything else, like the face palette, like I'm thoroughly impressed with this palette. I really do like it, and I'm gonna be using this every single time I do my makeup now. And this right here is just a cool little gadget. I enjoy it. So hopefully you guys like this review. Hopefully it was helpful for anybody. I'm really sorry for anyone oily out there like myself. It just was a no-go for some products. Some products are still holding on strong, but for the translucent setting powder, no, it's definitely not holding on strong. But her lips are still holding on strong, and her bronzer and blush and her highlight is holding on strong. Everything else except for the translucent setting powder, and it is holding on strong. So yeah, I hope you guys like this review. Alrighty guys, and that is it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you do, please be sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. So I do post 3 to 4, mostly 5 times a week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R4 to Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband Corey, and a huge thank you to all these beautiful Patreon members that you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribe, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you. I'll see you guys very next video. Bye. Contracts. This lightweight powder and the light, and we do the brightening pink, deepest, darkest skin. So I don't really know if it's that inclusive to the deepest, darkest. So I don't really know if it's order in the freaking. This is why I want her to roll out with a highlight. Plus, a unique cooling tip helps to look. So if you guys. Now, just like Jaclyn Hill does. Now, so to set the face, lips, whenever released her palette, Jaclyn Cosmetics, especially on the days that I don't want to wear